Well, good afternoon. I'm Rose Jacobs, and welcome to Executive Corner, a show where we bring you industry leaders, successful business owners, market and equity advocates, and more, all under one roof to help you discover stock market insights and understand how you can create multiple passive income streams. In today's show, we're exploring the growing demand for natural health and wellness products. Personal interest of mine. The global skincare market continues to transform significantly as a growing number of consumers shift from chemical products to natural organic products. Our guest today is Mr. Peter Malone, the Executive Chairman at Skin Elements Limited. Peter's had more than 30 years' experience in the global financial market and has been responsible for raising more than $100 million for technology development companies, with a proven track record in developing and managing tech development programs right from the start of the idea through to reality. Peter, thank you for joining us on the show today.
Yeah, great to be here, Rose.
Not a bad background there, but you're also, more to today's point, the head of Skin Elements, which is a very fast becoming a household name.
Yes, we've sort of had a big jump in the last few years with our research. And as you say, we're probably one of the companies globally that's the deepest in this space of natural organic products. And the earlier stage products came out over the last couple of years in terms of our development. But in recent times, we've now come up and achieved the world's highest rating for a COVID disinfectant that works against the viruses.
And I want to hear all the details about this particular disinfectant. But first up, it's worth acknowledging that this is an Australian-based company.
Oh, totally. We're 100% Australian-based. We've always been resident in Australia, and we've always done all the development here. So it's part of bringing manufacturing back to Australia, and it's very much driven by the government's processes and policies now. And I think it's clearly seen globally that you can't rely on your traditional trading partners to deliver you product for our consumption. We've got to get back to the days of running that program ourselves.
Indeed. Well, it's fair to say that has paid off, and congratulations on all of the recent distribution agreements that are now happening with Pacific Health for this particular disinfectant. Talk me through the new deal and about the product itself.
All right, quickly, the product is basically replaces all the disinfecting products we would have used up to now against the COVID-19 viral range. And what it means is you can actually spray that product in the air around ourselves as humans. And it's very, very much capable of being absorbed by the body and having no impact. It's organic to an organic body. The difference here is that it also, in tests with the TGA, proved their results confirmed it's 1,000 times more powerful than the standard disinfectant we buy on the supermarket shelves today. So most of the supermarket shelf product is a level 4, log 4, and our product is a log 7.
How is it that that's been achieved? Is that a particular ingredient, an organic ingredient?
Well, it's a suite of ingredients. So what our strength has been, we started as really 15 years ago in a little lab in West Perth in Australia, and we've set out to develop natural organic, essentially ways of preserving the body's creams and lotions that everyone uses every day. And we took sunscreen as a base, and that product became the first one. We created a natural organic sunscreen range, which is came out in terms of the international marketplace in about 2017, and it's been gathering momentum. It's been a little bit caught by the COVID pandemic, because obviously the shops and things have been very much limited the last 2 years, but that'll be a big winner. And during the pandemic, at the start of it, we saw the numbers jumping quickly in China, and we realized there was something dramatically happening with the amount of chemicals they're buying. And we cleaned the process down to deliver a very clean formula that actually just is the antiviral and antibacterial components that when you spray it on the table and you wash or wipe the table, you kill every bit of virus on the table.
That's phenomenal. And with something along these lines, no doubt you've been asked the question, is it too good to be true? Is it too strong, killing off any of the healthy bacteria that we also need?
Yeah, that's a good point. I mean, at the end of the day, the virus and the viral issues with the body are quite significant and quite dangerous. And so you need a very, very tough acting product to be able to kill it. And what Supercover is a very, very strong component of natural organic ingredients acting together that do not just kill it, but kill it completely. So we're seeing here that in the past we were doing deep cleans on buildings and places and hospitals. Now, in practical terms, we know they were not deep cleans. They were partial cleans. And that's quite concerning, but it is a time you can only deal with what you've got at the time. And when the pandemic hit, we didn't have these type of tools. We went to alcohol as a traditional, it's a sterilizer. It's a wonderful sterilizer, but it doesn't retain its sterilization properties more than once the alcohol dries off your hands. So a lot of cases, you can only deal with the price you've got at the time. We set in motion a plan to get a very, very much better product for global consumption, and that's Supercover. And only in the fact that we had 15 years worth of research and development in this very narrow space, we had a lot of the tools on the table to play with.
Indeed. Now, obviously, you've mentioned that this is a commercial grade and very effective on surfaces. I'm curious to know how effective this is for human consumption, and if there has been very stringent testing around that. If so, what has that involved?
Yeah, well, basically, it's been TGA approved, which is the most stringent and it's the bench in our case, Australia, the bench for any product used in a medical or around humans for consumption. And the TGA was doing the vaccines at the start of the pandemic. We followed straight in about a year ago. It took us over a year to get approval. And that is the same body that did the vaccines. It has to be that way because they put it on the market with an approval. And if it doesn't do what it says it's going to do, a lot of people are going to get injured or sick from it.
Now, I'm gauging that you've had a very remarkable reaction to this globally. It's not just word of mouth. I mean, this is spreading, so to speak, as a remarkable product. Tell me about the success of this so far.
Yeah, basically it came out of TGA approval in late October. By November, we then had the opportunity to go forward with regard to launching into the marketplace. We've got our own website we've developed, which has got really an online proposition coming from it. And then later on, by the end of the year, we pulled in the best distributor, I think, for this product throughout Australia and New Zealand, which is Pacific Healthcare. And Pacific Healthcare are basically a 28-year-old business specialising in go-to-market for distribution to health. They do a lot of hospital work, they do a lot of healthcare work, they do aged care work, they do a lot of government work, and therefore they have specialist nurses, in fact, dealing with that's their sales team going to hospitals today. And their process, that gives us a guaranteed access to customers that we don't have to make first-hand acquaintances with. They have that over many years. Separately, they can then go and not just deliver to these customers, they can get them involved far quicker and faster than anyone else would be able to do. So it's been a big win to sign them up.
Just finally, obviously this is having a wonderful success for the current climate. Tell me what the longer term plans are around this particular product or any other products that you have in the pipeline for post-pandemic times.
Look, I think the company itself has a very good armory of expertise in how to preserve or how to make natural organic products remain safe from bacteria and viruses once they're open into the air. And therefore that lends itself to Skin Elements being able to bring out a suite of different products To that suite, the disinfecting range is tantamount to this period at the moment. We have a significant range of hand sanitizer product. It can't be released to the Australian public at the moment because TGA doesn't have an appropriate hand sanitizer test. And therefore, at the end of the day, it's that type of issue that we're against. It has been approved in the European market. It is approved in the UK. So in some ways, these issues are sometimes regulatory. You've got to run with the battle there. But on separate to that, we've got, of course, these Soleil organic sunscreen range. There's about 6 different SKUs, and they are significant. Give you an example of just looking at some of the product. This is the Supercover product. That's one of the bottles here. It comes in 4 sizes. This is for the pandemic. And
no, I've just done the hair and makeup, Peter.
So that's the one that's for today. If I just lean over my desk, these range of Soleil sunscreens, they are the ones that anyone who's got allergies and things, this is all natural organic product. That's one of the staples. It's the everyday formula. They have partners in the market. This is one of the other versions, and these are all going out post-pandemic time. This one is the coconut version of this one here.
Wonderful.
So there's no fragrances. They're all natural fragrances, so they're not synthetic fragrances. So there's a whole array of, there's 5 products in this group at the moment. And then there's a whole array of therapeutic goods. Therapeutics are the ones for eczema, psoriasis, arthritis. And instead of using steroids, you use natural ingredients.
That is absolutely something that the market would have a large demand for. As a mother of a daughter that does actually have eczema, I know that is something that is highly sought after. So I have no doubt that's going to have tremendous success in the Australian market. And as you've said, already receiving that great response through the TGA or the approval process throughout the UK. So I have no doubt that's on its way here as well with all of the products across the suite, as you've said.
Yeah, definitely. And I think this is where the future of skin elements is. So I liken it to a little bit like the Teslas of the world, where you come out with a completely different way of doing something. And we've developed a completely different way of bringing out skincare products to the world and now disinfecting products, which is a flow through of that. Everything else has been synthetic chemical. We're all natural organic, and we're actually more powerful. In other words, the electric car engine is more powerful, the electric motor, than the petrol motor. So poor old Porsche has to switch over, though I'd probably want to, and go for an electric 911, when actually it would have much preferred probably to be the bench on the petrol ones. So the world changes the minute someone proves it. So I'm no doubt that globally we're going to see now a whole new wave of natural organic products. We lead the wave. And I think our company will be sort of picked up as the noise gets louder, because we are sitting in Perth and we can't really travel. We're locked into the state, as you probably understand, and you can't come back in if you leave. And that's very hard when you're doing the research. So we've got to stay with the lab.
Indeed.
But we will be coming and visiting the world at some point soon and telling the story even further.
For now, I imagine you'll be stuck there with all that sunshine and the Fremantle doctor, as we call it. And I look forward to hearing of the developments as they happen, and we'll certainly keep our viewers up to date with those developments as they happen here at Kalkine. But I understand you're back to back with interviews as things are happening very quickly for you there today with the media. So Peter Malone, I'd like to thank you so much for your time today, and we look forward to having another update very soon. I look forward to trying your products as soon as I can get my hands on them as well. Peter Malone, Executive Chairman at Skin Elements Limited. Peter, thank you for your time.
Thanks very much, Rose. Much appreciated.
Take care.